Okay, hey, welcome to the Sagittarius full moon yoga class. I am Amanda. I will be taking you through this class today. I just wanted to make a little intro to give you some disclaimers and give you some information on what I even mean by Sagittarius full moon and how that goes with yoga. So heads up, I do have a really nice mic I used in the class today, but it died for this part of the video, so my audio will be so... Did you see the bug? My audio will be so much nicer during the class, so I'm gonna try and speak up here. But this class, again, basically the two elements of astrology in it today are just the theme, so they kind of add to the influence of why I pick certain poses and some of the things I'll say in the class. So if you're not familiar with astrology or you don't care for it really, it's not gonna have... If you just do the yoga class, it's totally fine. This is a great flow to do morning or night. You don't have to be into astrology to do this class. And then my second disclaimer is it is for all levels. I try my hardest to make every class as accessible as it can be for every level, for every body type, any type of injuries. I got you covered, okay? So you could be advanced and do this class because I do give options for some challenging flows and challenging poses. I didn't forget about you guys, but I also want this to be something that a beginner could do and practice, and I'm here to guide you and help you out with that. So this is a non-intimidating space. Try it out. Maybe you'll also learn some things about astrology as we go. So it's, you know, a win-win. So I want to talk a little bit about Sagittarius, the full moon. They're two different things, and how I'm going to tie them into this class. So every month we have a full moon, and in that full moon it's going to be in one of the 12 zodiac signs. So we have 12 months in the year, and each month will be a different zodiac sign full moon. So this month of June we have the Sagittarius full moon. It's also known as the strawberry moon, fun fact, because strawberries are in season. That's literally why. It goes back, it's not too crazy the meaning, but again, Sagittarius full moon. So what I'm doing is I'm going to pull some of the qualities from Sagittarius energy and what the full moon represents and put that into the practice today. So we'll start with Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a sign. It's not people who are in that zodiac sign, it's the overall energy. So you don't have to be a Sagittarius to do this class. It's just tapping into that energy, which we all have. So Sagittarius is a zodiac sign that's represented by the Archer. It is a fire sign, so it is known to be a little feisty, I guess, but it's actually known as the wisdom seeker, the truth seeker. So it's symbolically about seeking truth, philosophy, pushing past things, and trying to find that inner knowing, trying to find the answers. So it's known as an adventurous sign. Traveling is associated with it, inner wisdom, reading a lot, trying to find answers to things. That is like what Sagittarius is. It's the energy that pushes past challenges and tries to find the truth behind it. So it's a fire sign, like I said. It's also a mutable sign, and then it's a masculine sign, which again, doesn't have to do with gender. In astrology, masculine is a type of energy, so it symbolizes a sign that's a little bit more pushy. It kind of goes out and gets stuff. Feminine is more sit backs and receive. So that's what I mean by using masculine. So it's a sign that goes out there, it pushes for that truth, it tries to find the meaning, the inner knowing. That was my Sagittarius crash course. We're going to tap into that energy today it's a fun sign, so it's going to be a fun class. We're going to have that fire energy into it. We're going to tap into the fire element in the terms of heating your body up, and we're also going to practice a breathing technique that has to do with fire, so that's really fun. Threw that one in there. Sagittarius also, like I said, they push past challenges, so I want you to try to push past a challenge today. I do have options to take a pose up to different levels, so a few different options today to take that challenge, and I invite you to try maybe at least once to take the challenge and level up your pose, even for just a few seconds. Again, respect your body's limits, but the options are there for you today to push past that challenge, tap into that adventurous spirit a bit. Sagittarius in the body rules the hips and the lower back, so we do have some nice lower back stretches and some hip openers in the class as well, so we're going to tap into that today. The full moon now. How are we tying the full moon into this? The full moon represents releasing. It's the end of a cycle. Think about the moon cycle. You start with the new moon, which is, you can't see it, then you go all the way through, the moon gets bigger and bigger until it's totally full. So the end of a cycle is the full moon. So what do you want to do before you start a new cycle again? Do you want to carry the baggage with you that you were carrying all the way there? So you want to release, get rid of, forgive, drop all that heavy energy so you can start fresh and anew for the new cycle. So that's what a full moon represents, releasing energy. So we're going to tap into that releasing element. We'll have some really nice relaxing, almost like yin style poses at the end to sink into it and release everything. So the full moon this month, it's the beginning of a new phase, which is fun. It's a very light, fun energy, which ties into Sagittarius. That's why I wanted to make this a fun class as well. Also, I don't want to make a boring class in general. I don't think that's anyone's vibe. But what I'm getting at is we had an eclipse season that just passed. When you think of eclipses, you think of, you know, it's dark, half of the sun, half of the moon, whatever celestial body it is covered, so it's dark, so the shadow side is out. So the past few moons were actually lunar eclipses, or they had eclipses in different planets, which basically means darkness. There's a lot of like stuff coming up, whether that be as the collective or as a person. Maybe you experienced that energy the past few months. So this is a nice happy light moon even though there's so many bugs, even though it is a full moon and you tap into release stuff, it's not like as heavy and dark as the other moons. So I want this to be a fun flow. We're gonna release things, let go. We're gonna tap into that fun, challenging energy and that element of fire today. So that is what this class embodies. I wanted to take a few minutes to explain it for you guys, so thank you for sticking around and letting me go off on my little rant there, but I hope you guys learned something about it. We're gonna talk more about these things that I just went off about in the class. So let's get ready. You can roll out your mat. If you need any blocks, I'd say to pull them out now. I'm not gonna use any blocks, but I do have the block option for tons of poses today. So pull it out if you need it, and let's get ready to roll.
Okay, we are going to start in a wide child's pose. You want the knees mat width apart, and you want to tap the toes together. Coming down, the goal is to get the head on the floor if you can. Otherwise, you can use a block under your head. Take some time to bring awareness to the breath. Just noticing it. Don't try to change it. Just notice the inhales and the exhales here. Sitting into any tension in your hips. Just trying to connect to the now. We're here. We're present. We're going inward. Release any of the tension you're feeling in your hips, anywhere in your body, every time you exhale. Notice any blockages that come up. Just observe them. We're going to work through them during this practice today. Get that energy moving throughout your body. Just keep those inhales and exhales going here. Just settling in before we start today's practice. If your mind starts to wander, just come back to the present moment, noticing where you are now. And again, we want this to be a fun practice, so just start to move around your body a little bit. Let's get some motion. We're gonna sit up and go into a pranayama technique to wake up the body a bit. This breathing technique is called Kapalabhati. It is the breath of fire. Since Sagittarius is a fire sign, I wanted to incorporate it. It's a heating and cleansing breath. So what we're doing here is we're inhaling deeply, and on the exhale, you want it to be fast. You want to pull your stomach inward. So it should almost sound like on the exhale. So it's a nice slow inhale and then a sharp exhale. Do 10 breaths here at your own pace. You can notice the change in your body. Take a second to absorb it as we make our way into tabletop position. Just take any movements that feel good. I'm moving my legs a little bit here to wake them up as we get ready for some cat-cows to get some mobility in the spine. So cat-cows, you're going to drop the stomach, drop the chest, lift the head up here on the inhale, and then as you exhale, you're rounding everything. You're pushing the shoulders away from the ground, tucking the tailbone. Inhale, we're going to that first position, dropping the belly, pull the shoulder blades back. Exhale, think about pushing the palms against the floor, you're driving. Keep the breath going at whatever pace you want here. Always exhaling when you're pressing the back up, and always inhaling when you're dropping the chest down here. Getting some motion into the body. You can pick it up a little bit if you want to embody that fire element. You want to get that heart rate up a bit, but be mindful with the breathing. Do not lose the connection to the breath here. Go, inhale top, exhale as you come down here, picking up that pace just a little bit to build that heat, shake out that stagnant energy this month, and we'll make our way back to tabletop position. Taking a second here, we're going into our first downward dog of class. You want to tuck the toes and push yourself up. Think about pushing the hips back up behind you and keeping the core engaged, so you don't want to arch your back here. You can walk out the feet a little bit in this position. If you can't get your heels on the ground, that's totally fine. It's something that'll come over time. But wherever you're at now, accept and take some time in this position. I do find if you go a bit wider with the stance, it's easier as a beginner. It also makes room if you have a bigger chest or stomach. You can take a wider step to make room and honor your body in this practice. Okay, I'm walking that dog a little bit here. We are going to get ready for our first flow. It's going to be nice and slow to introduce you to the movements. Bringing our right leg up, I want you to make some big circles here with the hip in one direction. So I'm going clockwise. Hips are stacked 3 times. And then we'll reverse the direction. So inhale on the way down, exhale as that leg comes up. Gonna bring the knee into the chest from here. So you can either go directly into a lunge, or you can walk yourself up into a lunge, whatever is more comfortable for you. Coming into a lunge here, I'm going to put my foot down and get ready for Warrior 1. Warrior 1, you want to make sure that you have your knee bent over your ankle and you want to line the hips. So right here, I'm lining the hips up, making sure both my hips are facing the wall in front of me. So this is the proper pose for Warrior 1. Shoulder blades are not scrunched up by your ears. And let's just take some time to feel nice and powerful in this Warrior 1 position. I'm going to open the chest up here. So option 1 is to bind the hands and pull the chest back. If that's not accessible to you, you can just grab onto the elbows. This is a perfectly fine chest opener as well. Once we get into our proper position, we're going to fold forward for peaceful warrior here for a few breaths. Keeping that back flat, the hips control the movement. And you can help yourself back up using your hands or your core. We're going to transition into Warrior 2. So to do this, we're going to open the chest up to the left side. The arms come out nice and long. Just adjust the foot position if you need to. You want to keep that integrity of the knee bend. And this is your Warrior 2 position. Now we're going to have some fun. We're going to embody that Sagittarius energy with our next flow. First, we're going into Reverse Warrior. The hand comes up, palms up towards the ceiling as we lean over. You're pulling from your side here, so you should be feeling this in your obliques a little bit. Holding this one, becoming one with the pose. We are going to go into a fun pose that has to do with the Sagittarius energy. So stay there in Warrior 2. I'm coming around to show you the pose. We're going to go into an archer pose. So archer is literally pretending that you are taking a bow and arrow. We're going to go to that back position as if the bow was loaded. So I'm going into that pose here. I have Warrior 2. Taking the arm, I'm pulling the bow back and we're holding it at peak tension. So we're keeping the arms parallel from the floor. You're feeling a bit of tension in your rear delt on your left side here. And we're gonna flow between both of them. So we're going back to Reverse Warrior for one breath, and then we're going to that nice archer pose. Hold it and release with that nice Reverse Warrior. Archer pose. And we'll do it one last time before we transition out of this. Going for that archer pose. So I'm going to show you triangle pose up next, which is just to shake out the leg. We did a lot of work on that right leg, so legs are straight here. You want to micro bend in the knee. I'm going for a reverse triangle pose. You can go for a regular triangle pose if that is in your practice today. Take a few seconds to sink. Okay, so we're gonna make our way to the front of the mat. I'm gonna show you what to do as a beginner pose first. Just stepping forward and going into a forward fold. So this is level 1. If you wanna take something more advanced, I'm gonna show you that right now. So the more advanced option would be from the triangle pose here. See if you can keep your right foot on the ground and travel up with your left foot staying off the ground. This is that challenge today. From here, you have the option to go into Warrior 3. So balance poses are awesome challenges here. Try to keep your eyes on one object. And again, you can just stay in that forward fold if that is more comfortable for you today. Okay, coming up, we can shake out the legs, take a second. I'm gonna show you another balancing pose. So this is level 1. All you have to do is take your right foot, push the heel into your ankle and keep the toes on the floor. It looks easy, but it's pretty challenging enough as it is, so I invite everyone to take this pose if you can. The next level would be to get that ankle on top of the left knee. This is the 4-fold pose. So this is level 2. Take what everyone is more comfortable for you here. So inhale, bring that leg up. And if you're feeling very advanced today and you want to take that challenge, we can even start to sink our hips back a little bit. So from the hips, push them back. We're going into a chair pose holding the 4. Now this pose embodies Sagittarius energy for sure, pushing through our doubts, trying to find something through the challenge that is more meaningful. Whew. Okay, let's shake it out. We're going into a nice forward fold here, swaying side to side if you would like. Grabbing your elbows adds a little bit more weight to the spine to help decompress. We're gonna take a vinyasa next, so I'm going into a high plank here. You're welcome to take this on your knees as well. For a vinyasa, we go from high plank to low plank. So level 1 would be to come on your knees. You can go wide with the stance as well to make it easier. So level 1, you come on your knees and you push yourself down to the floor. If you wanna level up a bit, stay from high plank and come all the way down. Take a back bend. I'm doing up dog here. You can do whatever variation you like. And then we can work our way into downward dog. So that is our fiery flow today. Again, I do want to get you guys heated up. We're gonna do the same thing on the left side, but just notice the difference in your body. Is your heart rate up? You're feeling lighter? I certainly am. I'm sweating in this clip. So we're gonna rise that left leg up, stack the hips on top. Going for those circles 3 times in one direction to open the hips up. And then 3 times in the opposite direction here. Keep the breath going. We're going into that lunge, whether you drive the leg up or you manually walk yourself into that lunge. And we're gonna get ready for Warrior 1 on the left leg. See how my hips are evened out, pointing towards my wall? That's what you want, so take a second to shift the hips. Holding this pose, check to see if there's any tension in your shoulders. If there is, let it sink down a little bit. Feeling grounded, feeling tall. We're gonna get ready to open up to Warrior 2. So my knee is still bent on my leg and my heels are in that nice alignment. Shoulders are, again, not shrugged up by your ears, just nice and relaxed here. Breathe into this pose. You are strong. All right, going for that reverse warrior here. So follow your hand with your eyes looking upward. You're pulling from the side of your body, so feel that side stretch. Let's get ready for that bow pose, okay? We're gonna take that arm, arch all the way back, feeling nice and tall. Embodying that energy here, keeping the hold with that shoulder. Or let it go like I did. And we're gonna go for our second reverse warrior here. Maybe a little quicker. Pull that bow. And our final reverse warrior. Getting ready for that triangle pose. We're gonna straighten out the leg. I threw one more in there for you guys. We're gonna straighten out the leg. We're going for either a regular triangle pose or we're going for the reverse triangle pose. By straightening our leg out, it's gonna flush out all of that pent up lactic acid that we had in the upper thigh. So just taking a second to relax the leg. From here, we can travel to the front of the mat however you can. I'm coming up, keeping my left foot off the ground, and I'm taking the challenge to go into my three-legged warrior here. Again, you can just stand on that one leg, keeping the core engaged, keeping your eyes on one spot will help with the balance. Okay, taking a second, I'm gonna take a mountain pose just to breathe, because it's totally normal. This is a fast flow today if you're feeling it. I like a lot slower flows, so I'm feeling it a bit. I'm going into my second leg position. Again, you can keep the foot on the floor, but I'm going for that advanced pose, taking on the challenge today. This isn't easy for me either, so I wanted to push myself as well. Forward fold, dropping the upper body, letting gravity do its thing. Going side to side, taking a halfway lift here. I'm gonna forward fold one more time. And we'll get ready for that high plank to low plank. So either in the plank or on the knees, you're gonna lower yourself down, take a variation of up dog or cobra, and then we're going back into that downward dog. So we're gonna pick up the heat. We're doing one more round on the left and the right leg. So we're gonna take a quick child's pose here. I'm feeling it. I'm taking the wide child's pose to get that additional stretch in the hips. Again, shake the head left and right, shake out that stagnant energy. We're doing great. We're feeling our heart rate up a bit. Any blockages that are coming up, you are shaking them out. You are releasing them energetically through this practice. All right, we are gonna get into our fast round here today. So this is gonna be the same flow on the right side, but we're gonna try and match our breath up with the flow. So inhale, we bring that leg up. We're gonna hit those circles, so 3 times in one direction here. And we got 3 times in another direction. Exhale into that lunge, getting ready for warrior 1. Keeping the bend in the knee, arms come up, check those hips. Exhale, we're going into warrior 2. You want to keep the shoulders down and away from the ears. Inhale, we're going into that side warrior and the archer pose. We're doing this 3 times. Inhale back, exhale as we do the archer. Inhale back, exhale, standing nice and strong. We got that reverse triangle pose just to shake out the leg. And we're gonna travel to the front of the mat here. Getting ready for that 3-leg dog, that forward fold here. And quickly going into our final balance pose, whatever that means for you today. Okay, we got a forward fold. Halfway lift on the exhale. And inhale, forward fold. Take that quick vinyasa, high plank. Bring it down. We got cobra. And we're going into downward dog. And no, we got one last time, left side. This is it, guys. We got 3 circles in one direction, 3 circles in the other direction. Don't lose your breathing here. Inhale, we're traveling forward to the lunge. And we come on up for that warrior 1, always checking the hips. Exhale, we have warrior 2. Inhale, we got reverse warrior. And as we come up, we have archer pose, pulling the shoulder back. Inhale, reverse it. Exhale, we're going for the archer. Keep the knee bent here. Do not lose that integrity. We got our last arch here. Shake the leg out. We got the nice triangle pose on the inhale. And on the exhale, we travel all the way up to the front of the mat. We're getting ready to go into our warrior 3, pushing the leg back. Keep your eyes on one thing. Come up and shake it out for a second if you need to. And we got our final balancing pose of the entire class today. Stay strong. You can do this. Push past your limits today. Okay, we're going for that forward fold. Little halfway lift. Exhale, forward folds. We got our final vinyasa, plank down to the ground, opening the chest and pushing back into that downward dog. Taking that child's pose, well deserved here. Again, connect with the breath. Bring awareness to how you're breathing. Is it different than before? Notice if there's a change anywhere in the body. And connect to the now. We're increasing the capacity of the lungs by breathing and moving like this. Yeah, you did it, guys. That was the toughest part of the workout. This is gonna get a lot more relaxed now. So we're coming up to our knees and sitting down, getting ready to sit. I'm gonna take you through boat pose. This will be our last challenging pose. Level 1 is keeping the legs off the ground just a bit here. We're flexing the toes and pointing them just to wake up the calves. So beginner boat pose, I would keep the hands on the floor, slightly lean back, and you will feel an activation in your core. If you want to bring one leg up, you can as well. This is plenty enough. If you want to challenge yourself a little more, you can keep the hands on the side of your legs here. I'm sweating, guys, look at me. So bring the hands on the side of the legs and keep them there as you lift the legs to parallel. You can also keep them right above the ground. Find what's comfortable for you. Level 2 would be take the hands off the legs and keep the legs off the ground. You're using your core here. You can extend them to make it the hardest yet. So this would be our top level. You can also add the arms above your head if you're feeling very crazy. Let's take a break. You guys ready for round 2? Just a few seconds here. Find the level that works for you. Respect your body's limits. Practicing non-violence towards your body. We're accepting where we are now. Good, bring it down. All right, breathe here. And flex the toes for a second. We have our last round of boat pose. Let's go. Right into it. Know that you're getting stronger. Every second you push through here counts. And you did it, guys. We are going onto our backs for the rest of this class. So you're gonna shake out the legs for a second. Take any poses here that feel good to you. And slowly lower ourselves down onto our backs. I'm just window shielding the legs left and right. We're gonna work on our hips and our lower backs to end the class today. Just take a second. Appreciate where you are. You made it this far today. Short sequence, but we're gonna go hug the knee into the chest. From here, we're going into a reverse pigeon pose by placing the right ankle on top of the left knee and then pushing against the right knee. This is level 1. If this is good for you and you feel it enough in your hip, you can stay there. Otherwise, grab your hands behind the left leg and pull it into your body. This will intensify the stretch. We're gonna spend plenty of time here. Opening up those hips after that flow. Remember, Sagittarius rolls the hips and lower back. Just connect to the now. Okay, we're gonna switch sides, so same concept. One side might be a little stiffer than the other, and that is totally okay. You can spend some extra time on the side that is stiffer. If you would like to, you can pause and just spend some more time on that side. Try to go inward on these poses here. Release the pose. Gonna window shield wiper out the legs for a second. Alright, we're gonna get ready for Happy Baby. Bringing the soles of the feet together. Think about an open book. You can grab the back of the thighs for level 1. If this is enough, you can stay here. You can pull the knees in as another option, or you can pull with the ankles. This would be the level 1, I would say. But if you feel like your hips can take it, you can go either on your ankle or the soles of your feet to really open up into happy baby. Try to keep the foot flexed in that dorsiflexion position, which means your foot is facing the sky. You can add a rock side to side here. You can stay stationary, whatever feels good to you. Listen to your body, honor its cravings. You can even play around with extending the leg. It will get a little more hamstring in there, so you can sneak in a hamstring stretch. Maybe both legs. It feels really nice after all of those standing postures that we went through today. Okay, we're gonna get ready for our final twist before the end of class, and then we'll go into our Shavasana. So for this twist, I'll show you the first variation. A classic supine twist is one leg twisted over your torso, just like I'm doing here. If that is too much for you, you can bend both of the legs. It will take a little bit of the pressure off the back. Otherwise, we are bringing the right leg over your left side of the body. Your right arm stays out extended, and you can use your left arm to add a little bit of weight to the right leg. Again, we're not forcing anything. We're practicing non-violence here towards ourselves and our bodies. So accept where you are and just feel into the stretch. Okay, shake it out for a second. You can knock the knees together, and we're gonna switch sides. So taking that left knee into the chest, we're gonna cross it over your torso. You can look over the opposite shoulder to deepen the stretch. If you have any neck sensitivities, you can just look over the same side of your body. Doesn't it feel good to be at this point? No matter where you are in your day, you did take some time for yourself to take this class, to take those challenges. Even if you didn't go into any of those challenging postures today, you took a challenge by taking this class. So we are going to get ready for Supta Baddha Konasana, which is a form of Shavasana where you bring the feet together. You're welcome to take any blocks under your knees here. If you have knee issues, that should take the pressure off your knees. Otherwise, you can take any Shavasana that you would like. This is just a nice hip opening Shavasana. So we're going to start to bring attention back to our breath. Make any last movements here. Let your body sink into the mat. Feel the opening in the hips. And bring that awareness back to your breath here. This is your chance to release anything physical, mental, or emotional that you're still holding. This is the time for you. Start to move your fingers and your toes, coming back into your body. You can bring the legs together, and swivel onto your side for a fetal position, if that feels good to you. And slowly start to rise into a meditative posture, keeping your eyes closed if you can. And just take in what you did today for yourself. You can blink your eyes open when you're ready. And thank you so much for joining me today. Appreciate that you took the time for yourself. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.